ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Comedy Bar and to Comedy Girl. Please welcome to the stage, Dawn Whitwell.
Oh, we got a working mic stand. Oh my God. You're in trouble now. What a fantastic crowd. Guys, oh my God, right up front here. Who are you here to see? Mandy McKean. She just backed out, just backstage. They're all on the verge of backing out. Okay. So this is the Comedy Girl class that I teach here. My name's Dawn Whitwell, and I teach it here at Comedy Bar. I teach stand-up to women, and it's a fantastic time. I love learning about everybody, whether it's a bucket list type of thing, or if they want to go into stand-up, whatever it is, it's a great experience for me as well. So you guys are all out here to support your friends and family. Yeah. And they deserve it. They've been working really hard for 7 weeks. Like 2 people dropped out for serious. Not tonight, earlier in the class. Because it is hard. It's hard to do. Mark Twain said, putting the right word in the right place is no small achievement. And he's right. Yeah, they've been working really hard for 7 weeks. And this is meant to be a night of celebration of all that hard work and a night of laughter. So I think I'm gonna get it going. Yeah. You guys ready? Yeah. Sweet. Woo-hoo. And just a note, after this performance, the other class is performing at 8:30, but we will get you to exit and come back in if you're staying for both shows. But for now, sit back, relax, enjoy, and give it up for your host, Mandy McKean!
Hello, everybody. Welcome. So I want you to know, if you're not feeling well, I am a registered nurse. All right, please don't. I don't do that. I used to work at this geriatric unit, and one day I'm giving Mr. Chan a bath. Yeah, I'm using one of those mechanical tubs, you know. I got him in the chair, bringing him up and over, dangling over the water, bringing him down. He's facing me, and these are nice. I didn't even know he spoke English. Every time he saw me after that, he had this little smirk on his face like, we had something. These are nice. Well, they are nice. But to this day, I cannot watch a television commercial about one of those walk-in tubs. Oh, scares the bejesus out of me. I used to work at telehealth. Do you know what that is? Yeah, you know. Yeah, you call in with your symptoms, and then I send you to the emergency door. We had our regular callers, Mr. Paper Cut. Yeah, Mr. My shit doesn't quite look right. Mr. Anonymous with immense erection. We had some really bizarre callers too. Mr. Anonymous. Yes. That was the beginning, but there was one more. Mr. Cool Young Guy with pierced penis. Now stuck in his girlfriend's ass. Call 911! What are you calling the middle-aged telehealth nurse for? I'm gonna say, oh, you sure had been there, done that. Don't worry about it! I'm still missing a gold loop. So I gave him Mr. Anonymous' number. Sure he can help him out. Thank you. So my mother recently passed, Yeah, she had a good long life, and the other day I was thinking about some of her sayings, you know? Yeah. Don't sleep your life away. Quit the goddamn swearing. Yeah. Don't wear your underpants to bed. Remember, your bum has to breathe. Your bum has to breathe. What the hell was it doing during the day? That's a long time to hold your breath. No wonder it made all those sounds. Yeah, but I love my mom. She was a wonderful artist, a painter. I did not inherit that, unfortunately. I tried, you know, I did her a landscape. She had it, her friends over. Hey, Mary, who did the artwork? My daughter, Mandy. And how old's Mandy? Oh, she's middle-aged. And does Mandy live in a special house? Thank you, you're very compassionate. So over the years, I keep waiting. I wait for them to create a Barbie doll that's a little realistic. But no. Are you ready for the Mandy doll? Mandy comes with lovely ice cream cone-shaped legs, tangerine dimples in the upper thighs, and pliable skin that actually sags with time. The deluxe model has a laptop, a cell phone, and a nice big bottle of wine. There's no Ken doll. Well, there was a Ken doll about 25 years ago. But you remember, he cheated with the Midge doll, so Mandy had to lose him. It was either that or shoot him. But being the gentle, sweet soul doll that she is, she just simply told him, fuck off and die. Rage can be so therapeutic. So I'm with my little elderly, very religious, conservative thinking, narrow thinking Aunt Annie. We're walking down the street and she says, look it, those two men are holding hands. Woo, they must be brothers. Or they could be queer like your Uncle Alex. That happened. So that brings me to thinking, I've got my pink on, in honor of Pride, World Pride, thank you. And in the 80s, when I got my first apartment, I lived down on Alexander Street in a tall white circular building known as Vaseline Towers. Yeah. So needless to say, I'm great at anal. Giving it. John made me say that. So anyway, my sister Joan is here tonight. Sister, she's always watched out for me. At our uncle's funeral, she actually set me up with the undertaker. It's true. Nice looking blonde guy, wore a suit well, you know. But I found him rather controlling. Liked to dress me, do my makeup. Just didn't want me to say anything. Yeah, sick. First man I ever met that told me I moved around too much. Is that a visual? Good. Let's get this show on the road. Thank you. So our first comic coming out tonight, she's amazing. She's a doctor. Well, a doctor of words. Yeah, she's a copy editor. And she's very visual. Wait till you see what she's got installed and whatever for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Kate McKim. Kate!
Keep it going for Mandy McKim. Oh my goodness. Let me get that thing set up here. Hello. How you doing? Oh, so I was born at the drive-in in the back of Linda and Jerry Bronstein's car. Almost. Okay, the story goes that I was a week late and counting. It was the middle of a scorching heat wave, and my parents must have been going a little bit mental, frankly, like, you know, like as you do. And they thought, what the hell, we're gonna go do a double feature with the Bronsteins, because maybe in the back of their minds they're thinking, oh, this might be some way to induce labor. Kind of like, you know, eating hot peppers or exercising or having the sex. So, well, it worked. Mom's water broke during intermission. And to this day, if I ever win the lottery, I've promised Jerry Barmstein I will buy him a new car. Right. I'm proud to say I still have most of my own teeth. My two front teeth got knocked up a little bit when I was 13. Right after the braces came off, so yeah, that was fun. And so eventually I had to get a partial denture. So, yeah, I'm doing this. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's okay. I have this contained. I have it contained. Okay, the best thing about having a partial denture is the Halloween costume option. Yeah, right? Like 6-year-old. Like on picture day, hockey player. My Uncle Sandy. Yeah, that's my family laughing the most there. Shout out to Mom and Dad and my sister Colleen. So, you know, I don't have a girlfriend right at the moment, but she's gonna get a treat when I slip into something more comfortable. When these babies go into the ball end bath and the grind guard goes in at night, oh yeah. Dead sexy. Dead sexy. I was walking by the organic health food section at the grocery store the other day, and this package catches my eye. Sex cereal. Yeah, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. It's got this retro illustration of this gorgeous blonde, kind of doing the Vanna White, and it's supposed to enhance your libido. Formulated by nutrition professionals. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm doing a little unofficial focus group taste test later, and I'm accepting female applicants, so come see me after. I don't do much shopping online, but it never ceases to amaze me the cool stuff that you can get on there. Like a replica Luke Skywalker lightsaber from episode 4, red leather Art Deco chaise, a dead sperm whale. Yeah, this actually happened. Cape St. George, Newfoundland, put up a dead sperm whale on eBay. No, that's the thing about eBay though, you know? They get you on the shipping. Yeah, I travel by TTC, and you know, I just wish they would be a bit more honest with their delay announcements. Like for instance, attention customers. Due to signal problems at High Park Station, you will experience longer than normal travel times. You know what? Just say what you mean. Due to longer than normal travel times, you will experience higher than normal levels of rage. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we promise to hike up the fares as soon as possible. So I celebrated a big birthday last year. I turned 50. I know! It's the vampirism. It's, you know. And, you know, I thought it was high time to do up a bucket list. And you're actually watching me cross one of those things off right now. In real time. Thank you. Okay, so I also recently did the Edge Walk, courtesy of my sibs who got it for me for my birthday. And it was awesome. The best thing about the Edge Walk is the gorgeous panoramic view you get of the city from like 1,168 feet up in the air. The not so good thing about the Edge Walk is the epic crotch wedge you get from the harness. You know, but on the upside, I am happy to report I did not need the emergency pants. Nor did I need the emergency pants tonight, so we're all good. That's all I got. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
That's Kate McKim. Hello. I haven't even been drinking. So now our next comic coming up, she is cute, beautiful young woman. She's funny and fresh. You're really going to enjoy her. Sena Iqbal, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm very nervous to be here, so is my stomach. So front row, if it gets kind of sticky, I'm sorry. It's just really nervous. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I have a brother, and we have a really love-hate relationship, because I love him and he hates me. But growing up, my parents always took sides in our sibling rivalry. So my dad would take mine and my mom would take his. It didn't help Daddy or I that I was a whiny little bitch when it came to being afraid of the dark. So one time my brother closed the curtains to this very dark room and I screamed and he cried and I got in trouble. But Daddy was really tactical. He gave me this punishment of doing squats while holding my ears, kind of like this, right? Just so I would grow up to kick my brother's ass one day. Happens quite often now that we're grown up. I am the youngest in my family. I have an older sister who tried to groom me into being a classy young lady, playing with TOT party with Barbie dolls. My brother had another idea. He formed me into a WWF wrestling superstar. And the likes of Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn the Heartbreak Kid Michaels and Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Needless to say, my sister didn't really appreciate it when I laid the smack down on her Barbie's candy asses. Do not go over well. We grew up in Saudi Arabia. We had a 2-story apartment with a rooftop terrace where we'd play cricket with tennis balls. It was always bittersweet when we would hit the tennis ball over the rooftop because although you would gain like maybe 4 or 6 points, you would also get to peer off the rooftop and watch usually Mercedes or Lexus pull up to the ball on the road, open the door, pick it up, and drive away. So I knew the pain of losing Wilson before Tom Hanks ever did. So like I said, I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I come from a Pakistani Muslim family, and I do pole dancing for fitness. Don't know this. So one time I had to call them up from the class and tell them I have to go to the hospital. It was really hard explaining how I broke my collarbone. Harder still trying to explain the dollar bill sticking out of my bra. But I have to say, I lie a lot. I have to. There are maybe 3 people in my life that I'm actually 100% honest with. 2 of them don't live in the country, and the 3rd one doesn't exist. I just lied. Speaking of lying, I met a Chilean guy at a bar once, and in broken English, he asked me to go back to his hotel room with him. And I lied, and I said I had a boyfriend. And then he spoke the only proper English he did to me all night, which was, "You don't have a boyfriend." I mean, excuse me? You don't think I can get a boyfriend? Like, come on. And then he's like, "No, Bella, boyfriend won't know." So first, he doesn't think I can get one. And then he has the audacity to question my faithful, non-existent relationship, but very faithful. Like, we've been together for a year now, and he's still, telling me that he's gonna leave his wife for me. So here's hoping it's gonna happen anytime soon. Good guys are weird. Just fucking weird. So the other day, I walked into a Shoppers Drug Mart and I saw Durex Maximum Extra Large condoms on clearance. Not on sale, on clearance. So it made me think of 2 things. One, they were gonna expire soon. Or 2, there aren't enough consumers in the market. The expiry was March 2016. So, you know, make the connection if you want. So, what was I gonna say? It is hard being single. It's tough dating out there. So the other day I got into a cab with a young South Asian driver. And he asked me, "How's your date going, ma'am?" And instantly, I got turned on, because no guy had spoken to me with that much respect in so long, right? And then he asked me what radio station I wanted to listen to. So I told him that my mom would contact his, and the wedding set for next weekend. Marriage is a huge deal in South Asian culture, I have to say. The other day, my parents and I were watching a documentary on BBC about how women in India over the age of 24 have to pay 20% more for rent because people think there's a stigma that, you know, there's something wrong with them or they're failures. So I'm over the age of 24. I kind of looked around and kind of chuckled, looked at my mom and like, "Hey, mom, you think I'm a failure?" And she looks at me and says, "Well, you aren't married yet." So I'm so glad the wedding's next weekend. Right? Thank you, everybody.
So cute. Our next comic coming up, now they're going to make fun of me because I'm going to get the name right, damn it. Every time I say her name, I get hungry. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lucy Capinello. No, Capiello. Pacino.
It's my fault. I gave her call me Lucy Cappuccino and that messed her up all night. So when I was younger, my sister married a Turkish man. She was 18 and he was 28, and they ran away from home. They ran to Vancouver, as we were soon to find out from the private investigator who we hired to track where they were going. We were afraid that he was going to take her to Turkey, a popular hub of human trafficking. So my dad came to me for advice. You got there. My dad came to me for advice, and I didn't have any ideas, but he did. He said, I know a guy in Montreal who can take him out. So at 20 years old, I found myself having to talk my dad out of hiring a hitman to take out my brand new brother-in-law. So in the end, my dad never hired a hitman. My sister is 30, her husband is 40, and alive. They have 2 awesome kids. They did end up moving to Turkey. They're very successful, they're very happy. They run a popular human trafficking business. JK, you guys, he's a veterinarian. Or practices Reiki or something, whatever. Speaking of, anyone here want to admit to believing in Reiki? Anyone want to admit to believing in bullshit made-up things? For anyone who doesn't know, Reiki is an alternative medicine, so sorry, science. It's the art of convincing someone to trade all your money for the privilege of having them hover their hands over your body. It's the healing non-touch. It's the healing space between my hand and your butt. And it's about $80. But you guys know what Reiki actually is though, right? It's the swindler's version of a bratty little kid playing, I'm not touching you. Do kids know they can be charging for this? Okay, let's talk about a crappy ex-boyfriend. So, I had this ex-boyfriend, and he was super paranoid of getting me pregnant, like the most. And so he would call casually, or what he thought was casually, and normal chit chat, and then slyly sneak in the So have you taken your birth control today? So I would mess with him and say, wait, are you supposed to take the pill every day? He did not like that, not at all. So one morning, I could tell he was kind of pacing around my bedroom, and I could tell he kind of wanted to talk about something. So finally, he works up the courage. He wants to ask me something, right? Exciting. So he looks at me and he says, okay, get ready. Okay, Lucy, I know you won't do this, but it would be super awesome of you if every day when you were taking your birth control, you took a video of you taking your birth control and you sent it to me. Totally true. To be honest, I thought he was going to ask me to do anal. But I do have some exciting news to share. I was proposed to earlier this year. Thank you. And he asked me to marry him after just 1 week. How does this happen? I know, you're wondering. Let me tell you. So day one, OkCupid tells me someone's interested. Ooh. So days 2 to 5, we chat. A lot of creepy I love yous on his part. A lot of willful ignorance on mine. Day 6, he takes me to a gross bar. He's drunk, and it's our first date. So we get a seat, and he gets another couple drinks, and he looks at me deeply in my eyes and asks me to marry him. Girls, no one prepares you for the moment when all the emotions are running through your body, when a guy you barely know proposes to you in a disgusting booth in the Dog's Bollocks. Yeah. So I have my answer. Not yet. He's heartbroken. He's very sad, but he's not done. He puts his arm around my middle and says, "This is where my babies are going to go." Yeah, he did. So before I figure out how to get the hell out of there, he follows me into the ladies' room and tries to impregnate me right there in the disgusting bathroom. Moral of the story, I was proposed to. Great, thank you. You guys have been awesome.
Oh, there's an anal theme here tonight. Are we sick? Yes, so our next comic, when she turned 30, this was one of the things on her bucket list, and she's doing it. Yeah, we share the same birthday, but decades apart. May 4th, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Deja Gordon.
Thank you, Mandy. Yes, we share the same birthday. Happy belated. Just had my 31st. By my age, my mother was already married twice and about to have her first child, me. I'm actually surprised I've survived. Not that she was a bad mom. She's just one of those forgetful, funny moms. One week, just on a whim, she decided she was going to send me to camp for a week, which was really exciting. Drove me all the way up north, went to drop me off. Turns out it was baseball camp. I had no equipment. And then a week later, she forgot to pick me up. So it was really embarrassing. She's not here, don't worry. She's really like that. She also gets really into religions. All of a sudden, she's on like the new religious craze. Once she was really into the book The Secret. Yeah, she got into the book The Secret. I got grounded. I'll tell you how that happened. She decided to buy tickets for the Princess Margaret lottery that same week and decided that we're all just going to think about it. We're going to think real hard. If you will it, it will be. When you came home from school, so sit down. We're going to make this happen. I said, no, I'm not. Of course, when we lost, it was my fault. I was grounded. Another perfect example, I can only describe these as kind of like blonde moments, you know. She was about to go on a road trip with my stepdad. That's husband 3, for those of you who are counting. She was going on a road trip down to the States, reminded her of those family trips she took to Florida. She was really excited. They used to go to the International House of Pancakes all the time. She wanted to relive that experience on this trip, really exciting. 2 weeks later, they came home. We're dying to hear all about it, but there was no mention of these pancakes. We finally asked her, she says, you know, we couldn't find one anywhere. I was like, that's like not finding a Walmart in the United States. Like, how does that happen? She said, no, we couldn't find one anywhere, but, you know, we did have this really good breakfast once. It was at a place called the IHOP. Seriously, this is why I question why I'm here today. But I made it, and here I am. A couple weeks ago, she made me come as more punishment, I think, for the secret thing before, for not winning. I had to go and help her clean out the basement. Which was fine, except we found my stepdad's old box full of porn, VHS porns, yeah, which was awkward enough, except she made a point of reading out every title before she threw it in the garbage bin. MILF Mouse was one of them. That kind of creeped me out. Mama Knows Best. That was really creepy. Kumquest. I was like, that is enough, Mom. She's like, he's so sick. I'm like, just throw them out, Mom. She's like, getting ready to throw them out, going to take them out to the front. She says, wait, my friend Paul wants those. Who the hell is Paul? Is that number 4 or 5? I lost count. I just picture myself having to throw out his porn Blu-rays a few years from now, probably all about the same titles. Thanks, Mom. But everyone masturbates, right? Train for masturbation. I like to masturbate before I go to work in the morning, just get it out of the way, which it used to be great because my neighbors used to have sex at the same time, which, you know, kind of got me in the mood. I could hear them next door. Since I moved in, though, now they have kids, so those moans and cries are quite different now. I still try and work with it, though. I'm just like, oh yeah, it was a baby, yeah! It's weird, but I do find myself a lot more eager to go to friends' baby showers nowadays. Strangely, those breast pumps and those weird giraffe teething toys really turn me on. Must be the long necks, you know. Yeah. But you know, women in our 30s, we do masturbate a lot. We talk about sex a lot with our girlfriends quite often. We even have parties now to talk about sex. In my mother's generation, they had Tupperware parties. We have Fantasia parties. Kind of like a Tupperware party. It's a sex toy. It's a, you know, show for sex toys. Kind of like the same thing. A woman comes to your house, has all the samples, you know, get you excited about the new toy. The new toy last time was called the Wii. The Wii, yes, like the Nintendo game. You can play with yourself or with others. It's great. She was passing around for all of us to check out. It looked really great. I was really into it. And, you know, I'm playing around with it. I'm like, ooh, and she says, girls, you know, it was on Oprah's favorite things. Who wants to picture Oprah masturbating? And favorite things, was that mean it was on the show when everyone goes and reaches under the table in a chair? Like, you're going home with your own orgasm! I did not buy it. Though I did actually a couple months later, and now when I use it, I picture myself with Gail and Tyler Perry in a 3-way. Yeah, I'm Oprah. You know, but like Oprah, I do find it, you know, hard to commit. I'm not married yet. I can't commit to anything, it seems. Like, people are getting married all over the place. I can't commit to brunch next Sunday. I can't even commit to making a smoothie for breakfast every morning. I have tried to commit to going to the gym. I like to go between the hours of 10 and 11. I watch TV while I'm there. And at that time, Maury Povich is on, so no matter what, I leave feeling better about myself. But it's nice to have a guy around, so sometimes you really just want that guy around the house, you know, cuddles and snuggles, but sometimes you just need help around the house. You know, it makes me question, how long do you date a guy before it's acceptable to ask for help? Like, you know, 2 weeks, maybe hang a photo, you know. A month, you know, build a shelf. Most girls my age are like, how long before anal? I'm like, how long before IKEA? But people are always trying to set me up. Once my great aunt tried to get me to go crash a funeral. She said that the grandson would need some comforting. Weird. People always try and set me up at the weirdest times. I went to go get a Brazilian wax. It happened like at the salon the other day. You know, Brazilian kind of, it's all off. It's very uncomfortable, very awkward. At one point I even had my leg up on the woman's shoulder when she says, you know, I really should introduce you to my son. Well, was she vetting my vag for him? Like, I don't understand. Could she see my uterus from that angle? You know, it would explain. I've never had an esthetician get me to get on all fours before. I have really bad allergies. I don't know if anyone has allergies. Yay. No, don't cheer for it. It sucks. I get allergies really bad. In fact, I'm always crying, tearing. I'm supposed to take a pill every day for it, and I always forget. And I always remember at the worst time. It's usually when I'm in the midst of one of those allergy fits, right? Like I just can't, it's uncontrollable. Same thing happens with my birth control. It's like, oh baby, shit. You know, like I gotta go take that pill. But I wish they'd make one pill for the two. That way I don't have to remember to take one pill a day. That way I'd stop sneezing and conceiving. But everyone has allergies these days. It seems like everyone has food allergies too, constantly, right? I was invited to a potluck a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know what to bring. It was even harder because my girlfriend, she's a nutritionist. So everything was like a no. It was like, no wheat, no meat, no fruit, no natural sugars. So I was like, what the hell? I brought water. It was a real hit. So everybody wanted some. It was great. But everyone there kept talking about what would happen if they ate the food. You know, like, oh, it just gets me so solid, you know? Or like, oh, I'm just so loose after I eat cranberries. We used to have the same conversations about sex. Like, since when? Like, I didn't know, I guess I've been out of the dating scene for too long. I didn't know that was really acceptable. But maybe you want to buy me a cider after the show and I'll tell you why it keeps me regular? Yeah? All right. Thanks, guys. Had a great time.
Well, I don't care what she says, I like Oprah. Did you write that down, the we, right, Lauren? Okay, good. I like to support Oprah. Okay, yeah, so our next comic, she's MacDonald, I'm McKean. I'm thinking maybe our ancestors shared a beer together. Anyway, she's a wonderful young lady, she's smart, you're gonna enjoy her humor. Let's welcome Heather MacDonald.
Hi everyone. Hello, friends in the front row. I'm Heather. I want to start off by telling you guys about two of my friends. They have the same vibrator, the Lilo. So I was at one of their houses, and the other one comes rushing in and says, "I need to borrow your charger because Lilo's dead." I know, sad, very sad. So my friend says, "Yeah, okay, of course. I can do this for you, but you're gonna have to bring it here to my house because I need mine fully charged every day." None of this was necessary in the end, though, guys. Don't worry, because somehow she figured out that it used the same charger as her vacuum. So needless to say, that was the last time I borrowed her vacuum. Just a little side note about this. My vacuum actually broke last night, but it's okay, because now I know they're interchangeable and like my vibrator worked great on my carpet. No complaints at all. It was fine. So just a little bit about myself. I'm mixed race. I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. So anytime I meet somebody else who's like half Asian or mixed at all, sorry?
Happy.
Yeah, happies. That's what we call ourselves. We have like a bond. Like there's like an unspoken kinship kind of thing going on. It's like our own special non-white privilege club, right? Because you never see two white girls meeting for the first time and being like, oh my god, like we're both white. Let's go to brunch. I mean, like what I mean by that is like they don't say it out loud, because like they still think it. They think about it. Everybody does. So something else about me, like when somebody tells me not to do something or I can't do something, I really want to do it. For example, if there's a no smoking sign up, like I wasn't gonna have one, but like you're putting it in my face, so I kind of want to have one now. And also, I'm not normally a loiterer. Any loiterers here, but just watch me. I'm gonna loiter the shit out of that alley. No loitering. So I was on the streetcar the other day, right at the front, and I read the sign that says, "Please do not assault the TTC driver." I mean, like, I would never do that. I wouldn't ever. I really wouldn't. But just don't tell me what to do. Seriously. Don't try to tell me what to do. In all seriousness, if I was going to assault a driver, you really think that little plastic sign would deter me? No, I mean, like, come on, please do not, like, okay, yeah, it says please, I'm Canadian, like, what? We'll drop it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So, speaking of streetcars, I saw one of the new ones, the new streetcars down Bathurst. Anybody see that yet? Right? Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks like a rocket ship on the street. And I thought, wow, like, this is the future. Looking at this, you know, like, the present, like, right now, we're living in the future. Yeah, that was until I saw the driver get out and push the truck over with a big metal pole. Like, we might as well just go back to pulling it with a fucking horse, right? Like, at least that way, you know, the horse doesn't need a pole to turn a corner. Like, or I have another idea too. We could go back to adjusting our TVs with bunny ears too, right? We could go back a few years. Or how about, you know, masturbating with a vacuum? That works also. Some people I know. So the new Bachelorette just started recently, yes. It is my favorite show to hate watch. You know, what gets me is all these first dates, all these crazy, extravagant first dates. Like, you know, so over the top. You know, they'll take a helicopter up to some cliff, and, you know, it's a sunset by the ocean, so romantic. They're having dinner up there, being serenaded by some shitty band. And, you know, it got me thinking about this. I think I came up with a pretty brilliant date idea myself for the show, right? Okay. So, I think maybe they should go for coffee. And, you know, get to know each other. Right? Sounds pretty good. I know. It's just like crazy ideas coming from my head. You know, maybe see if they have any shared similar interests. It might work. Like develop a mutual respect for one another. I don't know. That last one might be a little too much for the show. So my mom is a massage therapist, which is awesome. It's great for me. Massage therapist. My roommate is also a massage therapist. But my mom, yeah, she takes it pretty seriously, like the whole client confidentiality thing. Like, so anytime I talk to her, anytime I see her, she's always like, "Oh, Heather, I saw somebody you know from high school. They say hi." I'm like, "Great, who is it?" "Oh, I can tell you it's confidential." What, because, like, God forbid I know that Josh Wright's glutes feel loose and fantastic? Really? I don't know. Maybe it's a secret. But you know, she the other week she was massaging a friend of Chris Hadfield's, you know, that astronaut. Pretty big stuff, right? So yeah, as soon as she was done, she called me up and she insisted that I go to the Dakota Tavern that night because she had the inside scoop that some very special guest was going to be playing, right? of course she wouldn't tell me who it was, because like she promised a client or whatever. But she kept dropping all these clues. She's dropping all these hints, like he's not typically known for his music. Or like, he's Canadian. He's a man. I'm like, look, Mom, like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, are you gonna tell me this? Like, I'm pretty busy, like, a little bit busy. I mean, but really, I'm not gonna go if you don't tell me who this is. Like, seriously, who do you love more, your precious client, or me, your only daughter, whom you love and trust? And there was a very long pause on the other end of the phone. Finally, she just said, I've already said too much. And raised up on me. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're up to our last comic for this evening. She's got not only a fabulous head of hair, but too much sex talk in the room tonight. Anyway, we'll talk. She's got some wonderful observational humor. You're really going to enjoy her. Rhonda Lidgold.
Hey guys. So my favorite day of the week is Friday. And not like a TGIF kind of way, because I work through the weekend. No, on Friday, it's like the universe says, today, Rhonda, is your lucky day. Today, you will get something you desperately deserve. A whole 60 cents off your favorite sub at Subway. And you better believe I take full advantage of that. Now I know what you're thinking. You think it's sad that my favorite day of the week revolves around a sandwich. But you know what? That sandwich is reliable. I can depend on it to always be there. It tastes delicious. And it's cost effective. Now can you say all that about your fancy boyfriend? Now which 6-inch would you rather put in your mouth? So I went to the doctor's the other day, and he referred me to a male gynecologist who is renowned in his field. And I thought, I've known a lot of guys who think that they're an expert in vaginas. I have found that that is very rarely true. But seriously though, I've never really made guys a priority in my life. I have always made TV a priority. And I mean, why not? I can always get it turned on. I can fast forward through all the boring shit and replay all the amazing parts. I can pause in the middle to go get a snack. And when I come back, it's always ready and waiting. And if it doesn't have a great ending, I can just move on to the next thing without even having to leave the house. I don't like to leave the house. Mighty weird shit happens. I was leaving work the other day, and a pigeon landed on my head. And then I got angry when I tried to get it off my head. Finally, after an eternity, I do, and I look up, and there's these guys staring at me, and there's like a moment of silence between us, in which I have now decided I've probably gotten bird flu. Still laughing in disbelief at what they have just witnessed, which in my head is the creation of patient zero. They tell me I'm okay, but I call my mom, because if I was to wake up the next morning with a sudden craving for human flesh, I was gonna have at least one person know what happened to me. Birds in Toronto are crazy. Is anyone here from Toronto? Yeah. I mean, like, actually from Toronto? Yeah? Because, like, I'm actually from Toronto. I went to Guelph, and I remember asking people, like, where they're from, and they'd be like, Toronto. I'm like, oh, cool, me too. Like, what part? They're like, Hamilton. Would we say that that's Toronto? Well, when I say Hamilton, people don't know where that is, so I just say Toronto. Where They're in Guelph. That's 2 hours outside of Toronto. I think they know where Hamilton is. That's like being anywhere else in the world and saying you're from the States because you just don't think they'll know where Canada is. It's ridiculous. So I have come up with a way to figure out if people are actually from here. Just ask them at what age they got their driver's license at. Because if they say anything under 22, they're lying. Because we don't get that shit for any reason but ID. So, I'm super lazy. I even once had a teacher write on my report card, Rhonda would rather sit than stand. Which, first off, fair point. Rhonda would rather sit than stand. I just love that she thought it was irrational. You know, I just picture the staff room. Like one teacher's like, oh, Jimmy brought a knife to school. Another teacher's like, well, Susie's doing drugs. My teacher's like, I have you both beat. Rhonda would rather sit than stand. It was dance class. Dancing's hard. So recently I've been thinking about deleting my Facebook. I know. I'm so sick of seeing how much more successful my friends are in life than I am. Like, it's great that your status tells me that you are now engaged. But I just got 12 likes on the fact that I love Valentine's Day because the heart-shaped donuts can fit more jelly in them. So who's really winning? Yes, so to improve my Facebook profile, I am looking for a new job, going on interviews. I can't believe that they still ask, what would you say is your worst quality? It's like, honestly, I'm late a lot. I have horrible people skills, and I would rather sit than stand. So everyone's really excited about the warm weather. I'm not. This is the order I got at work today. Can I have a large green tea iced blended drink? Sure. Would you like whipped cream on that? Can I get 1-inch whole milk, half-inch lactose-free milk, half-inch 1% milk, 11 scoops of matcha, 6 scoops of protein, 4 scoops of chocolate chips, splash of orange mango juice, splash of strawberry juice, 1.5 pumps toffee nut, 1.5 pumps cinnamon dolce, 1 pump chai. Can I get half a banana? Then can I get a double blended? And then when you pour it into the cup, can I get 1 pump mocha, 1 pump white mocha, and then caramel drizzle, hazelnut drizzle, maple drizzle, mocha drizzle, and cinnamon dolce topping on that? So, no whipped cream then? Thank you, everybody. You've been great.
Rhonda Winkle! Yeah, woo! Did you have a good time? Yeah! You're lovely. Let's bring out our mentor once more, Dawn Whitwell!
Thank you. All right. Guys, did you enjoy that? All right, I just want to bring everyone back up on stage and you can take a picture. That's a good idea. Guys, come back out on stage with Mandy, Rhonda,